Any wind is excessive, really, isn't it?
Would you say you fart?
It's not a thing I'd like to admit, but doesn't everyone?
I'll do your sample right now if you want.
I kind of enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
In embarrassing social situations and the like.
Do you fart?
Yes.
From time to time. Depends on what you eat. If you eat a lot of beans, then of course it's going to...
Not excessively. Yeah, but of course I fart. Yeah, everyone farts. Yes.
Flatulence, it can be applied either to belching or farting. I think most people really refer to it just as the farting. We all do that. It's quite normal, and it's a curiosity of English social life that if you belch, you say pardon, and if you fart, you just say nothing and walk away. We all create gas in the gut, and that comes from a number of reasons. Some air you swallow every time you eat or drink, some air goes down to your stomach. And then food, and particularly alkaline food, mixes with acid in the stomach, and that creates carbon dioxide. And then further down, after it's gone through the small intestine, in the large bowel or colon, there are many, many bacteria. Millions of bacteria, and they will act on any undigested food residues in the colon, often producing gas of various sorts. Some of it innocent stuff, some of it a bit aromatic.
What other foods would you say cause farting more than others?
Green beans.
Green beans?
Green veg. Broccoli. Surely you've had that post-Sunday roast bloat.
I didn't know it was the broccoli.
Beans, lentils, those kind of foods.
My grandmother avoids peppers, raw peppers, baked beans are classic.
It's well known that various vegetables create extra gas. Baked beans are the obvious example, but most lentils, pulses of various sorts. And the reason they do is that they contain certain sugars which the normal human digestive tract can't digest. The sugars go through into the large bowel unchanged, and the bacteria there then ferment them and produce gas. If you have a lot of fat and that goes through into the large bowel largely unchanged, the bacteria there will tend to break it down into volatile fatty acids, and they can be really quite objectionable. So if people are worried by that, then I think one of the first things to do is to cut down a lot on fat.
Do you own up when you fart, or do you run away and hide?
Don't own up to it. I've been embarrassed.
Why wouldn't you own up to it?
Because everyone's like, ugh.
Never own up.
Never own up.
No.
Why is that?
It's too personal, too embarrassing, too, like, basic.
So you're someone where if you fart, then you'll own up to it rather than run away?
Definitely. Yeah. It's a good one.
And there are people who have specific disorders, and one of them that can be quite important, especially in ethnic minorities, Africans, is lactose intolerance, the inability to digest the milk sugar lactose. If you don't either entirely or partially digest it, then that too will go through into the gut, tend to create a bit of diarrhea, a bit of looseness, and again a lot of gas.
If you suffer from excessive wind, how can you actually avoid flatulence?
You really have to talk about the diet, avoid pulses and beans and peas and artichokes. So that's undoubtedly the first thing. If it's a problem, and especially if it's associated with other forms of bowel disturbance, then you need probably to look a little bit further, and in particular look for things like lactose intolerance or even other forms of poor absorption of food. Again, these are relatively uncommon.
Why do you think people are embarrassed to talk about farting or own up to it when they do?
I think it depends on the company you keep. I know plenty of people who aren't embarrassed at all.
Brothers.
Some of them are quite proud of it, actually.
Are you someone who would fart and run rather than own up to it?
I generally try not to in public. Yeah, hold it in.
The best solution.
Wait till you're alone.
Yeah, alone or at home.
You do it and walk away as fast as you can do.
Depends on where I am and who's around.
I don't want to, if it's really embarrassing and you're in a shop and someone's like, is that you? And then, yeah, it's not nice. I wouldn't own up to it.
If I suddenly let one off here, I would be feeling embarrassed. I would have thought that was a bit of a gauche thing to do.
For more information, visit www.nhs.uk.